Good evening, everybody. I'm Dwayne Davison. On behalf of the Valparaiso International Center, welcome to our Fourth Friday event. If you're here from Macedonia, you're in the right place. Everyone knows where Macedonia, of course, is. We're going to learn all about it here, Eastern Europe. I'm a little bit bittersweet thinking about it. Gordana, you talked to my daughter, Giovanna, last week. I took her to the airport, and she's in Croatia right now, almost right next door to Macedonia. So she was home for a few weeks, and off she went back to Europe, and going to be studying again in Sweden for one more year. Then we'll see what happens. But hello to Giovanna if she's going to watch later. So anyway, welcome. We always appreciate you guys coming and opening yourselves up to learn about other cultures. If you're new to a Fourth Friday event, I'll just tell you we go to about 8:30. That includes question and answers, and then we clear out here and have lots of nice food that is always authentic. We'll learn all about that later because Gordana is a great cook and chef, one of her specialties, so we're looking forward to that. I want to mention that two very big events coming up in the community, walking distance from here. First one is this coming Sunday in 2 days, the Valparaiso Women's Association, the Women's Club. It's on Washington Street, just a block away. They are having their 100th anniversary in that same spot, that beautiful mansion with the clay tile roof just across the street from Mediterranean. So 1 to 5, it's free, and they do a lot of good work in the community, so please go by and support them this Sunday, 1 to 5. It is the 27th. 27th, yeah. I think today's the 25th, right? So in 2 days from now, Sunday, 1 to 5, you're welcome. So, and then, of course, World Cultural Festival. Okay, can you believe it's come up that fast? So as you know, a little bit earlier this year, not mid-September like we're normally at. So it's Sunday, August 24th from 12 to 5. Free food, dance, music, art from around the world. There'll be lots of great performances and food, information booths and the like. So visit valpovic.org for more information on how to be a volunteer, what programs are going to go on there. We'll have our entertainment lineup set up. And then we do have a volunteer sheet over at the table there. Gives a little description on shifts and responsibilities. Were you to be interested in helping out, we're an all-volunteer organization, so you know, if you're just hanging out that day, we'd love to have you, help out ahead of time or that day. And then also, there's an email list over there for events like this. Please sign up, and you'll receive an invitation to events like this, and then it'll be in time to get the email invite for the World Cultural Festival. But that is on our website and social media as well. So, all right, tonight, Gordana Traycoff, originally from Macedonia, but long-time resident in our community, has been around for many decades, and almost 4 decades. Wait, yeah, you're 42, right? That's what 40, okay, you came as an infant, okay. Yeah, right. So I've known Gordana for a long time, and always enjoy eating with her, both traditional Macedonian, and also she's interested in healthy eating as well. I guess that could be any cuisine, but, and speaking of eating, her family is associated with the Viking Chili Bowl, and that's on Highway 30, so you can mention a little bit about that later. And I think your son kind of runs the show now, right? Very good. So There is some, yes. Any one of those kinds of old school, the round the clock, the Broadway Cafe, the Viking Chili Bowl, that's always going to have a specialty soup, a huge menu, reasonable prices, right? So, and probably a Macedonian dish or two on the special list. So anyway, Gordana is going to present for us tonight, and at the end, when we socialize and all that, we'll be eating, and you'll learn a lot more about that. But let's give Gordana Traycoff a warm welcome. Thank you.
Is it on? Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. Oh, okay. We have been having some technical difficulties, but it's over now. Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for coming, and we're going to be learning some stuff. Maybe most of the stuff you already know, or maybe you know some things that I don't know. So we can probably share all our knowledge and have a good time and see what we can learn tonight. From each other. And is it okay? All right. So tonight we'll be talking about Macedonia, history and culture. History and culture, it will take us a lot longer. Okay, this is better. Yeah. So later on, okay, hold on. I feel like I'm on operating room or something. So like I was talking about, this is too long to talk about this, but we do have some time until 8:15, and then I'll give you some questions and answers if I know all the answers. I don't know. I've been out of there for a long time. Macedonia actually goes way back from the existence of Macedonia that we know it in the history. It goes in the 8000 BCE. So, but the most historical, the most important, not that that is not important, but what we're going to start talking about is somewhere from the 4th century BCE, from the existence of Macedonia and what kind of wars. I feel so bad. These people went through so many wars. I mean, everybody was fighting with everybody. Who can keep up with all of those dates? I mean, what was going on with them? So what we're going to be talking about tonight is a brief timeline on historical events in Macedonia, notable figures like Alexander the Great. Now, the image that I have there, this is an AI image. If Alexander the Great was here today, this is what he should have looked like. I don't know. Do I believe him? I don't know. But he's kind of good looking. So I thought, yeah, I'll put him up there. So then we're going to have some cultural heritage, culinary traditions, flavors, historical landmarks. Ohrid is my place that I come from. That is a city, southern city of Macedonia. And then we're going to have the present political regime, the government, political parties, and all of that. The economic perspectives, economy, industries, healthcare, daily life, all of that, how are they living today? So we're going to start from the past, and then we're going to come to today. And then Ohrid, again, I'm going to talk a little bit more about Ohrid, tourism in Ohrid, attractions, festivals, and local cuisine. How does that sound to you? Is it good? Okay, very good. Okay, so let's go. Now, this is more of reality for Alexander the Great. So that's the warrior, the guy warrior, and then another photo. So let's talk about Alexander the Great a little bit. He was a son of Philip II of Macedon. Did you know that Macedonia is the only country, I don't know if in the whole wide world, I don't know that, but in many countries in Europe, it is the only country that started with Macedon and today is Macedonia. So it never changed the name. Like for an example, Greece, Hellenica, and then it became Greece in the 1800s. So, and there are many like that. I mean, not to compare, but right now we have to compare them because we're going to talk about Alexander the Great being the son of Macedon, Philip II Macedonian father, and his mother Olympias, and she was from Hellenica. So when people talk about Alexander the Great, is he Macedonian, is he Greek? He's both. He is really both, because his father is Macedonian, his mom is Greek. He is known for his military genius and diplomatic skills. He actually, can I go on the other side or do I need to stay? Okay. So what I want to tell you right here, maybe, I don't know which way is better, but if you can see Macedonia, and look at that, up here it says Macedon. So this is the biggest country ever, that kingdom at that time. So he went all the way down to India, Persia. He loved Persia, but later on he became Persian. And so all of this, Egypt actually, and he had, Egypt is right here. Okay, look all of this. This big, huge of a country that he did. So let's go. What is Macedonia today? Poor guy is turning over in his grave like 5,000 times. Let's do it again. That's Macedonia, Alexander the Great. This is Macedonia, us. Yeah. So, okay, so I'm going to go on this side because this is better for me. So we're going to talk also about the people that come from Macedonia and how the important people that come from Macedonia. His general Ptolemy, he was actually from Macedonia as well. And Cleopatra, he ended up in Egypt, in Alexandria. And Cleopatra was the one, the daughter, actually she has that descent from Ptolemy kingdom, the Ptolemy kingdom in Egypt, and she was like 300 years later she was born. So she has the descent of Macedonia as well. And then we're gonna also talk about Mother Teresa being born in Macedonia, and also Saint Paul in Macedonia, that he was in widening or introducing the Christianity at that time. So that was in 70 AD after Christ, Saint Paul in Macedonia. And then we're gonna talk about it, how Mother Teresa actually started as a nun in Macedonia. She was born there, and I will show you some slides that we have Mother Teresa statue, we have her church there, so we're gonna go on and talk about more about these famous figures. So this is Macedonia again. And over here we have Cleopatra. Very little do we have anything about Cleopatra, any statues, any paintings. We don't have much about her. So whatever I could find, and that was actually thankful, well, not thankful, it's very sad. Octavius actually, when he conquered that kingdom and killed, or many ways they say that she killed herself. So with the end of, Octavius was actually putting the end of her Ptolemy kingdom. And that's when he destroyed all of the artifacts that was actually Cleopatra known for. So her kingdom was from 51 to 30 BC, and that was before Christ, of course, and in Egypt, and that was the last Ptolemy kingdom. She was the only one, even though a queen, she was called a king because she ruled Upper Nile, Lower Nile. She spoke so many languages, and she was very good at ruling the people at that time. So we're going to go forward. So here we have Act 16, 6-10, and we can, during the night, this is St. Paul actually, when he had a vision to go to Macedonia. During the night, Paul had a vision of a man of Macedonia standing and begging him, "Come over to Macedonia and help us." And that's how Paul went to Macedonia, and he was introducing the Christianity, which until today we have 80% of the people are, and we're going to talk about population later on, but most of them are Orthodox Christians in Macedonia. So, and this is actually what the frescoes look like, because later on I'm going to show you the altar, how one Orthodox, Christian Orthodox church looks like, and this is how we depict actually the frescoes for the saints. Okay. Now, then we have another very, well, couple of them at this point, very important figures. These are Saint Kirill and Saint Methody, and they are the ones that created Kirillitsa Glagolic alphabet. And that's what it looks like. They are two brothers, actually, and that is in my city, Ohrid, that's the statue that's there. So they were scholars, educators, and with them, does anybody know this alphabet? Can anybody write anything with this alphabet? Yeah, I can. No, I'm sorry about that, but so this is very different than what we do, how we have the American alphabet or any other alphabet. So this is the Slavic. Now, what these people had created, or these saints had created, the Slavic Glagolica or Kirillitsa is used in all the Slavic countries. So for an example, even if I can write, read, and speak in other languages, unless they're based on Slavic. If they are not based on Slavic, I don't know. And if I want to make myself so important, I tell them, well, I can speak 6 languages. How about you? But that is because they're all based on a Slav language. And some of them I can speak them fluently. Some of them I understand. I cannot speak them. And that's true to all the Slavs that we are. So, and then we have Macedonia and the freedom. The Ottoman Empire had Macedonia for 500 years. So we had the Turks coming to our country and taking over, and we were under their rule for 500 years. And I wrote on there, these are actually one of the very important person that was actually warrior at that time. He's kind of like compared to Alexander the Great, because he was doing so many strategically war kind of things. So, and finally in 1913, Macedonia got freed from the Turkish Empire. And we're very good today. And today we're all friends and good. Okay, all right. So now, then we have Mother Teresa, as we were talking about her a little bit earlier, how she was, she's from Macedonia, and we have some quotes up there. If you would like, you can read them all, or I can read them out loud to you. So if you judge people, you have no time to love them. So she was known all about the love and about children and anybody that needed help. She was always there for them. And but this started as a Macedonian nun, And I'm going to show you. Now, this is where it's in Macedonia, in Skopje. Skopje is the capital of Macedonia. This is her house, the church. And that is the statue that if you go to Macedonia, you can visit that. So she was born in Macedonia, August 26th, 1910. And I believe she died in 1997. Yeah. So, okay, remember how I was telling you that you will see the frescoes in the church? So this is when I was telling you about St. Paul, to kind of pay attention what he looks like, painted. So that's the altar that we have inside the church. This one is Caneo, St. Jovan Caneo, that's in Ohrid, that's on the other side of me. And this is St. Naum, and we'll talk about him a little bit later. Now, Ohrid, I'm mentioning Ohrid, that's my city that I come from. We have 365 churches in Ohrid only. So we have one church for each day. Yeah. So that's only in Ohrid though. So we have over 450 churches throughout the whole Macedonia. And Macedonia is very, very small, so you saw it, how small it is. So here then we have Ohrid with King Samuel ruins, right up there. So this was in the 10th century. Tsar Samuel was occupied, actually he settled in this area. So this is Ohrid, this is what it looks like today. This photo is from today. So the ruins are up there, you can go, I have another picture. That one is much better, so you can see like an overview from there. And so he settled there. Why our city is called Ohrid? Ohrid, it means when you go up there on that mountain, up there, it's really high to hike from down to go up there. And so people, when they would go up there, they would be like, Ohrid, you know, kind of like, and that's how we got the name. Like, kind of, oh my God, where am I at? You know, how far this is. So that's how it got the name, and I love the name, actually. It suits it well. So this is what it looks like today. I have a lot more photos to show you later on. What else do I have? So the fortress, I'm talking about that, as I was saying. And then the Christianity, actually, it started blossoming a lot more from the 5th and 6th century. And then as I was talking about the other, I missed that one. As I was talking about St. Paul, St. Naum, St. Kirill, and St. Methody, they were all scholars. And they all come from this city right here, from Ohrid. How proud am I? I'm very proud of it. So this is the fortress. So right here we have a lot better picture of Ohrid. And I'm going to show you, this is why I chose this picture, because my house, the second house is right there. And then I'll show you another one that is in Velestovo, that's in the village. But this is closer to the city, so it's a village, but not that much of a village. I don't know, a little village. And then we have this one. I just wanted to show you how clear the water is. It looks a little bit distorted now that the photo is like so big, but can you see it? Yeah, it's so beautiful, such a beautiful crystal water. And Samuel Fortress will be up here somewhere. Okay, so let's see what else. Okay, so remember I was telling you about the village right here. This is where my house is, right up here, and that's what you see. Ohrid, that's up the village, you know, that's even further up in the mountains. So I just wanted to show you. Now, this is Çarşıya. It's called Çarşıya, but what it is actually, it is a Turkish bazaar. kind of like walking up and down the streets, and you have shops on each side over here, so you can go and shop whatever you want, and you just go walking, nobody cares, you know, you find your people, you talk to them, and then there are some coffee shops on this side, you go and have some drinks, and this is the social life in Macedonia and in most of the countries, I believe, in Europe. So so now we are going to the Skopje, the capital of Macedonia, and this is the bridge on Vardar Bridge, the river, and most of the slides that you're gonna see, well, they do have horses and warriors. I guess we love horses, but that's not the point. I believe this is more like introducing the warriors, because we did go through a lot of wars, and but also the country itself with it's big with landscapes and rivers and mountains, as you saw in Ohrid as well. So that's very good about that country. So right here, what do we have? Philip II of Macedonia. This is Bitola. This is another city. And as I said, we love horses, I guess. So again, right here, this is Philip II, and this is his fortress in Bitola. So a lot of times, you know, when we do have controversials, you know, like, you know, Greece, Macedonia, and then later on we'll talk about the name, changing the name because of all of those conflicts that were going on. So, I mean, this is history, this is what it is, you know, these are things that exist. They exist even today, they're there, you know, you cannot say this is not true, because if you go there, this is what you're gonna see. And so he's the father of Alexander the Great, but at the same time, like I said, his mother is from Hellenica, so he's both. So that brings us to today. First time in the history, as a president, we have Macedonian lady, a woman, which is extremely success, if I can say, to the Macedonians, because they don't really, obviously now they kind of are better with believing in women, that they can do something, you know, and obviously we have the woman. We share the same name, Gordana. Yeah, and her name is Gordana Siljanovska Davkova. And on May 12th, she became, of 2024, she became the president, the first lady president in Macedonia. So in Prespa agreement on 2018, there was an agreement for Macedonia to change its name. And then we're going to talk a little bit about that in the upcoming, when it comes in the political issues and stuff. So then the path to European Union, right now we're still kind of like on a waiting list, just because there is a lot of dispute, there's still a lot of dispute, and they have not been having the clear path to go there yet. So one of the reasons actually is that the ancient Greeks, actually today Greeks, they say that ancient Greeks come before the existence of Macedonians. So this is one of the reasons why it should be North Macedonia, because the way the borders were moving in and out, somebody took somebody's land, and then the other ones didn't, and so on and so forth. So either Macedonia was in Greece or Hellenica was in Macedonia. So what they are talking about today, if that's the reason who was where, how, well, Macedonia did not exist at that time, so therefore that's why Greek is claiming, and they have to say this is North Macedonia. And which, I mean, they are both from the 9th century as far as I could find my information. So most of the thing that she was actually focusing on, she didn't actually agree with that, but she had to follow because somebody else agreed before her. And so she's supporting the women as a bigger, as a society in a better role in a society, promising to feminize and Europeanize the country with the help of us women. And so she's acknowledging the help of the women a lot more, which is very good. And then over here we have Macedonia. As a Macedonian population, we have 14 million people that are population in Macedonia. And then we have Albanians, 29.52%, Turks, 3.9%, and Serbs, 1.8%. So with that in mind, so Albanians being 29.52%, which is a big percentage at this point, they are in the rights of getting their rights as minority. So the Prime Minister of Gordana Siljanovski is Christian Mickoski. And they all, I mean, I have actually placed them all over here because these are all groups, political groups in one, if you would, you know. So, and they're all kind of like here when you have Democratic and Republicans. Over there, they have more than one. And, but in general, they are social and democratic country. So, and all of them bring something to the table, and they all have to fight for their own rights and just to make that balance, because we do have a lot of different religions, different ethnicities back there, so in Macedonia. So to keep that balance, you do have to have some representatives to kind of keep in check. So right here you can see, I mean, I can read the names to you, but they wouldn't mean anything to you. And so, like I said, it's social democracy. Ethnic Albanians as a minority, and they bring their rights to it. And then ethnic rights to the Turks as well. And Albanian people, minority rights, the leader, you know, Skender Rahepi. So, so that's what it is as far as the, and then we're gonna go right here to see how are we doing today as far as the economy goes. So it is a significant transformation since the independence from Yugoslavia in 1991. That's very important to be mentioned because Macedonia was part of Yugoslavia until 1991. And then it claimed its independence in 1991. And since then, we have all of those GDP, USD, dollars, and all of that to see how was in comparison then and now. So we have, Macedonia is relying a lot on trade, export, automotive, textile, and metals. So we, since Gordana had been on her presidency, they have seen a moderate economic growth. And we're gonna see that in a little bit further down. So foreign investments, actually foreign investments are very popular in Macedonia right at this moment, because they have simplified rules and regulations, low taxes, and also low cost of labor. So if you want to open up a business there, please do go. They will tell you all the, actually, if anybody is interested, I mean, not just here, but anywhere, the government in Macedonia, there is actually American government there as well, consulate. So you can go there and they will explain everything how does that work in any country, really? But I do know we have one in Macedonia as well, American Embassy. So the most that they are actually known for over there is multiple automotive companies that are from other countries. Like America is there, like Germany is there, you know. So they do have their factories there, and Macedonians work there, and it's all good for everybody. So Macedonians' growth outlook, young people are not employed, unemployment is very high. Economic steady growth, there is a steady growth, but that is kind of worrisome that the younger generation is not, you know, it's not working, not all of them. It depends on the structural reforms, education, labor, market policies, and EU requirements. That's what depends for the economic steady growth. And I would definitely say that education is something that needs to be restructured, you know, comparing to what I studied there. And I believe some of it needs to be restructured, which I have seen that in their curriculums, that they are teaching how to become more of a business. Because I don't know if any of you know, but before, when we were with Yugoslavia, there was no private businesses. You had to be with government. So with that in mind, most of the people there, they did not know a lot about business. They did not know how to make some money for themselves, if you would. So right now, that curriculum is totally changing, and people are, do you see me how I'm doing gestures? Yeah, what you were reading right there? Yeah. So this is why they are, it's very good that they are changing that educational system. So Macedonian analysis, so nominal GDP of USD is 16.7 billion in 2024. So that's a very good, so from 2023, it was a growth of 2.3%. I mean, that's not a lot if you really look at it, but it is at the same time, because it goes up. So if it goes up, it's a good thing, even if it stays still, as long as it doesn't go down. We don't want it down. So the healthcare system. The healthcare system is very, no, I'm not going to say similar to here. It's not. It is insurance-based, so that's the similarity. But the insurance, actually, it's very cheap over there, you know. It is very cheap because the people don't make that much money. I mean, if you go there and you become a citizen of Macedonia, you can afford beautiful insurance, you know. They also have private insurance. Now, the private insurance is more based on private doctors' appointments and operations, surgeries, and all of that. They are done in a private environment. And then the benefits for the packages are comprehensive, universal coverage. So no matter where you go, that insurance will cover you. And what it is all everything you need. You know, it's nothing really complicated, but if you need something special, I guess you have to go more to a private or something, or in another country, I don't know. So it is a government health insurance. That's why it's so cheap. And like I said, there is private health insurance as well. Now, one thing that I want to point out in Macedonia, when women have babies, they can stay at home up to 9 months to take care of the baby. And the husband can stay up to 6 months. So, yeah. Okay. Ooh, okay. So here we come close to the food. Actually, what you see right here, gravče tavče. This is gravče tavče. It means bean soup, baked beans. So I made that today. So we're gonna try that, gravče tavče. And so let's see. Well, Macedonian cuisine, it says that it's not just a food to eat, and of course, to sustain yourself, but it's also for people to get together, to have fun. This is a socializing time. This is when people are actually getting to know each other and have a good time with one another. And also, when we have food like this, we never forget the wine, Wine is part of that, very much so. Yeah, but just a glass of wine, nobody's, I mean, I'm sure some of them are drunks, but most of the people do drink just, to get jolly and happy. So now Macedonian food is actually influenced by others. It's not just, Macedonians, they just have this specialty food. We do. But at the same time, we are influenced from others. We've been influenced for 500 years from the Ottoman Empire. So we have a lot of even words from them today that I know for sure they are Turkish word. We use them as our own, which is totally fine. And then also we have Mediterranean. Mediterranean is big over there as well. So we have a lot of influence on Mediterranean. And a lot of the stuff that I make with meal prepping and cooking, it's all Macedonian and Mediterranean, most of it actually. And I do love tulumba. Oh my gosh, tulumba, it's like a pastry. Does anybody know what tulumba is? Nobody, okay. It's a sweet thing, you don't want to know. But it tastes so good, oh my God. It tastes really good. And now that is actually from Turkey. That is original from Turkey, and that's what I'm saying. Things we are eating today, we have been influenced, and they have been influenced by us as well. Another one you might guys know, maybe not tulumba so much, but baklava. Okay, baklava is totally Turkish origin. And then after that, we all kind of like, we have Macedonian baklava. No, we don't. It's Turkish. Or Greek baklava. No, it's not. It's Turkish. You might make it, your own way, but, it comes from Turkey. And we have to give credit what is due. And then, yeah, we have rich, very rich cuisine. I can definitely say that. I don't know. Maybe I agree. I don't agree with people when they say that Macedonian cuisine is full with meat. Like we are meat eaters. I totally disagree with that. But a lot of Macedonians disagree with me as well. Maybe I just grew up in a different, establishment. Because we have a lot of veggies and fruits and stuff that are beautiful. So here we have a little bit more about Macedonian tradition and custom wear. If you go to a concert, I mean, if they have something traditional going on, you will see the girls and the guys actually dressed like this. This is a very traditional. It's not heavy. It's kind of hot, but it's not that heavy. It looks very colorful and beautiful, and they're all having a good time. And here is another one. This the Macedonian traditional music instruments. And this is a bagpipe, actually. I don't know if you guys can see that. And that is very traditional Macedonian. And this is the drum, kind of like it's one-man drum, and he follows you and he just, it's kind of loud, but at the same time soft music. And this one, it's some kind of, oh my gosh, I forgot what that one was. Does anybody know what this is? It's like an oboe. Zurla. Yes, thank you so much. Yeah. Zurla. It's like an oboe, that's why I said it right here, this. Zurla. Zurla, Zurla. Yeah. So, yeah. And then here we go again to crystal clear Lake Ohrid, and it's pearls. Actually, we have pearls in the lake Ohrid, and look at how clean it is. Back here is the tree of life, and these pearls, like I said, they come from the lake. Well, right here, these are the pearls from Ohrid, my earrings, and then this is the pearl and the tree of life as well. You know, I don't have any other artifacts, but I wear them today. So, yeah. So we're very, very well known for the pearls, and they're expensive, actually. Okay. I guess that's the last one. Nope. There you go. This is actually summer festival in Ohrid. The amphitheater. This is exactly where Tsar Samuel, where I was showing you the ruins of Tsar Samuel. This is where this is at. This amphitheater is from the 10th century. Yeah. And there is concerts and festivals. Ohrid Festival is known very much so because every country, actually there are some from America as well, they go in Ohrid as well, and it's not competing, but it's just people singing poetry. They have different nights for different things that they do. Yeah. Oh, well, maybe that was the last one. I don't know. Okay, well, I'm a little early with my speech.
So, Gordana, we're definitely going to want to know. There we go. Gordana, we're going to definitely want to know how and why you came here originally, those 40 plus years ago. So tell us about your journey here and what it's like now.
To be here, yes. Well, I married a husband that was Macedonian American, and he brought me here, particularly in Valparaiso, Indiana, and I have lived here for almost 40 years. So a long time ago. So I do have two beautiful children, very beautiful human beings. One of them is right here. She doesn't want me. That's my daughter, Angela, and my son-in-law, Max. And my son is not here, but yeah, they're beautiful human beings. I'm so proud of them. Now, you're asking me to tell you the differences in a way, experiences in a way, Macedonia and the United States. Well, at first I was, for a long period of time actually, I did not feel this country as my country because it was so different in many ways. The way people were, the way they were. Actually, it's not the people they were. I'm lying about that. I did not feel like I belonged. There was nothing wrong with the people. It was something wrong with me. I could not fit in there, and it was something that I was not comfortable with. And then, with having my children and having the experience with them and then making more friends, I started fitting somewhere. And today, let me tell you something. This is my country. This is my country. I'm going nowhere from this country. Yes. And I am not surprised about it at all because this country, believe me, and I have been in many countries in the world, but this country can give you the opportunities that you will never, ever see them or may come anywhere else. In any aspect. In any aspect. And if you really talk about business and prosper and all of that, I don't know, today you might not believe that's the truth, but believe me, it's a lot more true here than anywhere else in the world. Because everywhere else you go, you will not, like I was telling you earlier, we were not educated for business. We were educated to work for the government. So when you know this, that you can work for yourself, it's an eye-opening. And it's still much better here than anywhere else. Don't listen to the other countries telling you how good is there. Don't listen to that. They're lying to you. They really are. Because we all have good and bad, but I'm telling you, it's very good in every aspect of life.
So I know a Macedonian slipped in a little bit late there. So aside from that unnamed person, are there any Macedonians in the house? Okay, yes. And we're gonna, and how is your native Macedonian language? So
Very good.
very good. Okay, so we'll do two. Let's go over there. I want to hear your family dialect, and then I'm going to send you to another Macedonian, see if it's any different. So
Okay.
just have a conversation in Macedonian.
Yeah.
Zdravo, kako si?
Dobra sam, Angela. Ti kako si?
Dobro.
Kako je Max?
Dobar je.
Ja, to me radува baš. Убаво што дојдовте тука да си се видиме. Како ти се бенди сва ова представа вечерва?
Убаво е.
Да? Супер. Така. Okay.
Very good. I think that her daughter said that Gordana's cooking is the best she's ever had. That's very nice of her to say.
She
All
better.
right. Hey, keep the conversation going over here.
Zdravo, kako si Gordana?
Здраво, добра, ти како си?
Аз съм честито на сватбата на керка ти, да се
Фала
кердоса.
многу, фала. Ти како си, добра се?
Аз сум ето овде дојдов, Дуейн ме телефонира да ми каже дека ќе представиш и реков ај ќе дојдам да те
Фала
видам, долго
многу.
време те немам видено.
Фала многу,
Имаш
да.
поздрав од мајка ми.
Супер, фала, поздравија и ти.
Фала.
Фала многу.
Thank you. She said that Dwayne was her favorite person in Valparaiso. Oh, that? Are you serious?
In a way, she said I was her favorite person, but you told her that I was coming. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Hey, more than Alexander the Great? You missed that part. She's smitten with Alexander the Great.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, did anyone understand any of that? Yeah,
Dwayne and Max, yeah.
right. But isn't that amazing? So we heard earlier she speaks 6 languages. It's always incredible when that happens. And of course, anyone.
Not because I'm smart. I told you. No, it's not because I'm smart. It's just because the Slav language is based. My language is based on that.
Don't discount it.
No,
It's impressive.
Don't make me.
But I, of course, would never. Those of you who know me know I would never put anyone on the spot. But sir, how many languages do you speak?
I speak a little bit of English. I'm not real good at it, but
There you go. 6 and learning. Okay. Yeah, that's great. All that news and all that, and then welcome to the United States. Because if you didn't feel welcome back then, it sounds like you certainly are embracing
Oh,
things now.
yeah.
So
This is from long time ago, so it's like for 30 years now.
yeah.
This is my country.
And
Yeah.
so for a few new people in the audience, it is impressive. We've done over 60 different countries over the years, presenters just like this who live in our community. So, I mean, isn't that amazing that we have that amount of diversity right here, in our midst? It's always impressive. So when you go to the Viking Chili Bowl, you can say, hey, I met the Traycoffs, and, I don't know if they'll give you a free lemon soup or not, but
They can try.
yeah. But it is seriously very impressive that people have settled in Porter County, and here you understand Chicago, but Northwest
Yeah.
Indiana has so much diversity. Sometimes we're not even aware of it, and here it is. But thank you for coming by. So what we do with question and answers is if you could raise your hand, and I'll meet you where you're at. That way both the audience can hear, and then also this is being recorded, which, Kevin, we get it up in a couple of days on our website, right? valpovic.org. So if you wanted to share this with someone who wasn't able to make it, hopefully you'll send some to, or send it to some friends and family
Yes,
in Macedonia.
Absolutely, yeah.
But anyway, yes.
I have questions about tourism in
Uh-huh.
Macedonia. How important is the ancient history, as far as archaeology digs, museums? Is it a draw for tourists, or is it the natural beauty? What motivates people to come as a tourist?
I believe that both of those are equally attractive to tourists, because when you get there, you see, especially in Ohrid, when I was showing you Kaneo, right there is a lot of archaeology going on. Does he want to say something? Yeah. So when they are there, they have like a side, if you would, where they show them what they are digging out, and people are excited to see, because some of them, especially historians, know that. It's very exciting to see it firsthand on. And at the same time, lake is right there, so you see this and you see the lake. So it's very, very, and tourism in Ohrid especially, I'm talking Ohrid about it right now, it's very popular, the lake itself, the churches, so people have diverse kind of fun, if you would.
And my
So-
follow-up question on that, how big a deal was it in that agreement with Greece, where that third item was saying that we acknowledge that Greece has primacy on the ancient? How important is that? How is that a sore spot?
It is, in a way, because the history is kind of changed. And what is happening, this probably would be, a lot of people will know, depending who has more money to advertise. That's the way they change the history. Because, a lot of the things that I read, about ancient Macedonia and this, there is nowhere, everywhere that I read is mentioned like Greek Macedonia. Well, no, we are our own country, You took whatever you had to take from us, and that's it. Leave it alone, We're not. And this is why we're North Macedonia. So this is a little political. I really don't want to talk about that too much, but it is a sore spot, because, when something is not true, it hurts you. And since all of those books and history is already made like that, nobody will change that now. Nobody. Even though Yale actually 10 years ago, and they're still standing behind it, just read their articles. They are telling you what is the real history of Greece and Macedonia. And believe me, yeah.
Gordana, I remember in Macedonia, I wanted to continue southeast and make it to Albania, but literally, as an American, I could not at the time. And it
Yes.
was around 90, 91
Yes,
when everything
yes.
changed. Ironically, Giovanna, my daughter's going for 2 weeks in Albania now, because it's very tourist friendly and open to the public. It's crazy. For over 40 years, they had a dictator, Enver Hoxha, who was
yes.
kind of like North Korea for a long time. And
Yeah.
now she's going there, which is awesome, because it's a happening place. But why, almost 30% ethnic minority Albanians in Macedonia? How did that occur?
Well, that goes back to how everybody wants a piece of Macedonia. You saw how small Macedonia is today. It is because everybody got a little bit of that huge circle, and Macedonia, Greece got some, Albania, And this is the reason why Albania got some, Serbia, Bulgaria, so they all got their share of that big pie, if you would. And then, so right now, Albanians, their strategy, what it is, you know, the more children they have, the more they become minority, the more rights they have, because that's the democratic way in Macedonia, the way it is. So what they're trying to do now, and they've been doing it for years, they have at least 10 children. One mother will have 10 children, literally. I'm not exaggerating, really. And so the population grows a lot more, you know, and they're very much supported from their Albanian fellows that are in the United States or other places, you know, and they support them, and all they want them to do is just have children, and the other people will work for them, and this is how they become minority. Well, minority for Macedonia. For Macedonia, that's what he was asking. Minority in Macedonia, how did they become? They're 29.3% in Macedonia, which they were like 1%. So this is a huge. Subayama.
I'm taking back to history.
Uh-huh.
Alexander the Great
Mhm.
went to conquer India,
Yeah.
and he didn't succeed. But the influence of the food,
Yeah.
I see that, spices.
You see it,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I see it as well. Subayama and I are very good friends, and we share a lot of food together.
Yeah,
So to me, maybe like couple spices
yeah.
are kind of different, but other than that, I mean, we can definitely share our food without any gagging, you know.
I don't know if you remember, I used to come by and see you in the cafe at Ivy Tech, and you'd always give me some good food, but it was always like American. You never gave me any Macedonian
Yeah.
food, I think. So
Well, you know why? I'm going to tell you why. Because, I mean, if you come to my home, I will prepare traditional Macedonian. But when you are, I had my coffee shop actually at Ivy Tech, inside Ivy Tech. I can't give them all Macedonian food to those children. They'll start throwing tomatoes at me. What are you feeding us? We don't want this. We want a hamburger. We want a hot dog. What are you doing? So,
If you want Macedonian food, come to the sanctuary, right?
yes, the sanctuary.
Yeah, spiritual sanctuary.
The spiritual sanctuary. She has a spiritual sanctuary, and that's where we are. We're making sometimes. We have different kind of classes there, and one of them is Mediterranean cooking, and yeah. So fun.
that's
You can
the
talk
spiritual
to Subiyama.
spiritual sanctuary on the southeast corner of Campbell and Glendale that Sue opened up earlier this year. So awesome, very good.
With the emphasis on tourism
Uh-huh.
and the multinational auto companies, why is the unemployment so high among young people? I don't understand that.
Me neither. You know what? One thing I'm gonna tell you though. I'm gonna share this. This is like my personal opinion, and I don't know. You can shut that out. No, that's okay. You know, when you're in Macedonia, the younger generation, they're lazy. They really, truly do not want to work. No, for real. I'm telling you what I know. I don't know if they're like that today. Obviously they are, since they don't want to work. But when they come to other countries, for an example, like United States or Germany or whatever, you know, now they have to make money to live better. But when they are in their own country, they're just lazier than, I don't know. They don't want to work. They have no motivation. All they want to do is just go out, have a good time. I don't know what is a good time if you don't have money. I don't know. No, we don't have welfare, but you know, they have no house payments. There is one house and 4 or 5 generations live in that house. So now it's like separated, like different little corridors, you know, of it, like brother and sister could live in a separate. But other than that, they'll just satisfy with little. I don't know. I mean, this was just my personal opinion. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Big, huge. That's why they don't work. 'Cause
Could
they're on
you
social
provide
media.
specific details about your daughter's work ethic?
My daughter, she's great. I told you, she's a beautiful human being. I am so proud of her. Yeah, she's actually, she has masters in law. She has masters in business. No, my daughter is not that. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Hi, Gordana.
Hi. How are you?
Well, you know, Sue is from South India. I'm
Uh-huh.
from North India,
Okay.
and we are two different races.
Okay.
But North Indians do have similar genes to Macedonians.
Well, Alexander
because
was
of
there.
Alexander the Great.
Yeah.
So
Alexander
we
was
might
there.
Share some genes.
Yeah, we probably do, you know. I get along with Indian people so well, with everybody, but yeah, for real. So
Alexander did get around. He went all over the place, that's
he
for
really
sure.
did, yeah. Poor thing, he died young, but he was all over the place. Okay.
Gordana, what's going on in Macedonia as far as, is there a great concern about what's going on in Ukraine and Russia, or do they feel sort of removed from it at this point? Where are you on
They
that?
are very, very concerned about that. Very concerned about that because it's neighboring countries. These are all neighboring countries, and they fear that they're gonna get sucked in there as well. You know, there are soldiers that are going to places, you know, and fighting, and mothers losing their children. You know, so it's not easy at all. Everybody feels it, and very sad. The economy is very not good right now. I mean, although it did say it's like 2% better than what it was last year, but that's for 2024. 2025, we don't know how that's gonna be. But all in all, I believe they're not good. They're very concerned. Yeah.
Have you ever seen a movie that was shot entirely in Macedonia it was shot in 1994 called Before the Rain?
Yeah.
In Macedonian, it's called the Pred Doštot.
Yes.
And
Pred Doždo, yeah.
Yes, I know it was up for Oscar for Best Foreign Picture at the Academy Awards, but as it turns out, didn't win.
It didn't win, okay.
However, it has won numerous awards at film festivals all over the world.
Yeah.
Would you mind sharing us any thoughts or impressions of the movie?
Well, the movie itself, if you hear the music, I don't know. I mean, that's the best impression it left on me. The music that is in that movie, it gives you the goosebumps. You can feel everything that is going, you know. But that's the way I actually saw that movie as. That was my biggest impression.
Well, I have the soundtrack and the movie.
Do you have the
Yes.
soundtrack? Yeah.
Both the soundtrack and the movie.
Yes. Huh?
No, RAI.
Maybe it's probably on YouTube. You know, I'm sure we can watch
Yes.
it and listen
There are
to
clips
it.
on YouTube
Yeah.
if you'd
Oh,
like
yeah.
to check it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If that could be. It's almost like a psychological. It takes you in that music.
Hi, so
Hi.
I have quite a few questions.
Okay.
So first of all, I actually do speech therapy, so I was really interested in the social skill sides of things. So as we obviously know, as Americans, we like to smile and give eye contact and do a handshake. So if you were to greet another person in Macedonia, how would you greet them?
Oh, we are very, very expressional. So what you do, you know, you say hi, then you hug, kiss, kiss, kiss. Oh. We are very sociable. Maybe Maybe you can see that in me. I don't know. We just love, hugging and and kissing and drinking wine and all of that. Yeah.
Why 3 kisses? Was there only 2 cheeks?
Okay, that is a great question. I'm going to tell you why. Because when somebody dies, you kiss 2 times. But when you greet someone, it's 3 times. So it's almost like wishing them bad if you only kiss them 2 times. Macedonians know that. Other people don't know that. But if I go for a 3rd kiss and you're like, oh my God, stop kissing me anymore. That is because, we don't want you to die. That's why.
And it's not necessarily that you're kissing on the cheek, you're just kind of touching cheeks.
Touching. Yeah.
So I took French for 12 years, and I went to France, so they were calling faire les bises.
Uh-huh.
They call them les bisous.
Les bisous. Yeah.
And then also, kind of following up with that too, because it sounds like they are very sociable. Do they have terms of endearment for like boyfriend, girlfriend, or son or daughter? I know in French too, you can say mon cœur, or you can say mon petit chou, which is actually my little cabbage, or mon petit poulet, which is my little chicken. So those would be terms of endearment usually for boyfriend, girlfriend, but do they have any terms of endearment maybe for children or really in general?
Well, that is very interesting as well, as you say, because I would call my daughter and my son Zlato na mama, or hi mama, so I'm her mama, but I'm calling her mama, It's not like I'm calling her mama, but it's kind of like reflection. I'm showing my love as a mother to my daughter. So I will say, hi mama. It doesn't matter. Even if I don't say her name, I would just say mama. And I would say the same thing to my son. So, and Zlato na mama, that means my golden child,
Okay.
Yeah.
And then also for the language too, does the language have genders like French has genders?
Yes.
Okay. And then does the language also change when you're talking with somebody that's a peer as opposed to an elder? Okay.
Yeah, we have that as well.
And then also, you might have mentioned it too, what does the population look like? Is it mostly elderly,
in Macedonia?
mostly young people? Yeah.
Well, young people, the ones that stay in Macedonia, they're lazy and that's where they stay. But a lot of them that are ambitious and they want to do something with life, they are elsewhere. They're elsewhere in the world, And I'm mentioning Germany because Germany is the one that actually accepts them and gives them job, and it's not that difficult. Czechoslovakia is another one. To come to the United States is very hard, So you see less and less of the young people actually being there. And is it a good thing? It could be a good thing and a bad thing at the same time because you're losing your young people. But if they don't have a proper job and they don't make that much money, they're going to go elsewhere to make them.
And then last
Sorry about
question. Oh, no, you're fine. With the climate, is it because obviously you're by water, so is it very humid over there?
Yeah, actually, it's not humid at all, or it wasn't, I should say.
Okay.
This year, they have seen a lot more humidity than other years because the climate change is everywhere, It's a little bit less. So the climate in Ohrid, especially where I come from, is very similar to California. Like the mountains of California, it's not humid, but it's hot, But this year, they felt a lot more humidity than ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you.
And Veronica, in the past, if I see you, oftentimes we'll give each other 2 kisses on the cheek. And now I'm finding out that I'm wishing you death or something. Is that the deal?
3 times.
Oh, it's yeah. Carlos will go for 3 for sure.
Yeah. I've seen that. I've seen it in Spanish. Yeah. Yeah. It's so funny how people are superstitious like that.
I'd like to ask about your beautiful pearls. Is Lake Okeechobee a saline lake? Does it have salt? Because freshwater pearls are not beautiful like that.
Yeah, no, it does not. It is a lake. Actually, I forgot to mention that that is one of the oldest lakes in the world. It's 1.3 million years old. Thank you for mentioning that. I forgot to share that information. It is not, but it has the pearls. They're kind of like in a shell. I mean, it is almost like a shell you would see it, in the. But it's a sweet shell. I don't know what kind of shell it is. But you go down there and you take them, and then they don't look like this when you take them out. They polish them. They do something with them, and then they look like this. Yeah.
Another thing I'd like to ask about is crime, because with all those unemployed youth, are they turning to criminal activities, or is there a crime rate?
Actually, the crime rate is extremely low in all over Macedonia. It's very, very low. There is actually, I'm going to tell you what it is getting up there. Crime is still very low. Drugs are getting up there. People are getting drugs, When I was there, I mean, this is very true. When I was there, I had no idea what drug even looked like. I had to take some classes so I can teach my children when they were 5 years old, because I was petrified when I found out what drugs were. So I took a class so I can teach my children at 5, please do not take any drugs, they're going to destroy you. That's how Macedonia was back then when I was growing up. So I wasn't the smartest person in the world not to take drugs. There were no drugs. And now we have actually rehab houses of 500 in my city, only my city. Drugs are all over. Crime is still low, but drugs, oh my God. Yeah.
500 rehab houses and 365 churches.
Can you imagine that? 500 people I met in a rehab house. Yeah, my language, what are you going to do?
Let me see. Okay, Gordana, could you explain to everybody a little bit more about when the Ottoman Empire was in control of the Balkans, probably from Serbia south, and then north was the Austro-Hungarian Empire, empire that was in control of like Slovenia and Croatia. And there is, when Yugoslavia formed, it formed as a communist country, and that the primary industry was north, and that south, Macedonia in particular, was agriculture.
Yeah.
So if you could explain a little bit about that history, because Macedonia is very famous for tobacco. It was one of the big products, and even today, the soil is very, very famous for producing very high quality tobacco and other, kinds of agricultural products as well. And it's still very much an agricultural country. I think this can somehow explain why Macedonia is still poor in a lot of ways compared to the north, like of the former Yugoslavia, Croatia, and Slovenia.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
If you could talk a little bit about the Ottoman Empire's influence.
Okay. Yeah. That's a very good point. Thank you. Yeah, well, like I was telling you, they came from the 1400s in Macedonia. So they occupied and ruled the whole Macedonia, parts of Serbia, parts of Austria even. I mean, they were really big at one point. But then they only took Macedonia for the longest time, and Serbia at the same time. So they were big, actually, and the way the Macedonia land is, it is very, it produces the best tobacco. Actually, did you know that today America is announcing that Macedonia has the best tobacco growing? in the world, and they're buying it from Macedonia, so even they actually have factories there and all of that in Prilep and Bitola, kind of in those areas. So one thing though, when you say the northern countries, they were exposed, they are always exposed, even today, they're exposed a lot more to the West, so they are always influenced. We are who we are influenced by, who are we with. So, and then on the other side, Macedonia, why Macedonia doesn't have enough? Because those people stole everything from her. The rulers, the presidents, this and that and the other, most of them just took whatever they could, Macedonia is a very, very small country. Macedonia, we can actually have the best of all the worlds in the world, because we can produce everything from animals to vegetables, fruits, everything. We can produce everything. And we can just taking them to the neighboring countries, we're good to go for, but that is not, it's just not happening, And a lot of the politics, right now, actually, I really like the way it's going right now, because it's turning around where people are showing a lot more rights. They can express themselves, they can do a lot more than what they used to. And I believe right now it's going where it should, yeah. But you're very right that those countries back there, they are a lot more rich, if you would, than Macedonia is, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious, would you say Macedonia is larger or smaller than Indiana?
Oh, Macedonia is as big as Kentucky.
Okay.
Yeah. So it had been actually compared to Kentucky. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're just trying to keep the tobacco reference, aren't you?
Yeah.
You said there were 2 million people is all in
2 million.
2
yeah.
million.
Yeah.
Well, that figure 16 billion GDP.
Yeah.
That's pretty good for 2 million people.
Yeah.
But that is at the factories.
Yeah.
The
Well, actually, these are all factories from other countries.
Yeah. That's
Other
what I meant. Yeah.
other countries.
That's doing the GDP.
Yeah.
Because in my 1976 encyclopedia, it said that they were farm people. And they mentioned all those crops, rice and everything, tobacco.
They still do
and
that, yeah.
animals, farm animals.
Yes, yes. Well, I'm going to tell you this. My grocery was my backyard. Literally. Literally. I mean, whatever veggie you want, whatever fruit you want, milk, eggs, chicken that my mom killed forever. I'm like, oh my God, could you stop killing those chicken? Yeah. But that was our dinner. So it was right there. If I wanted an egg, I just go wait for the chicken to lay the egg. I get it and drink it, and there we go. I'm not joking either. That's what I did.
So earlier you said everyone wants a piece of Macedonia, and our audience tonight's going to get a piece of Macedonia in the form of food. So tell us what you've prepared. And then she'll be over there helping to serve, and you can ask questions then. But what did you bring us tonight?
Okay. So I brought you the gravče tavče, the baked beans, and it has dried peppers, dry red peppers. So now if you're Macedonian, you will know that peppers are actually something that we put almost in everything. So that is the bean soup, baked beans is with that. And then we have the pepper spread. No. I know, I was kind of paying attention. I'm like, not everybody will like hot. So, and then I have the pepper spread. Pepper spread is also with peppers. We spread it. I have bread over there. You will see the Turano bread is the closest to the Macedonian homemade bread. So I didn't make one, but that's the closest. And then I brought some pastry, baked pastry. It was really nice, like half an hour ago. It was all fresh and baked, just baked. So, and that one is with cheese and spinach and eggs. If anybody is allergic to something, please let me know so I will tell you not to eat. If you're allergic to something that I have there. And then what else do I got? I got some cookies, but the most exciting thing that I think it is, I have a beet salad. Beet salad that is with green leaf, red leaf, subayama. I actually tried it and she loves it. So I brought it in today again. Like I said, we are influenced by the Mediterraneans, the Ottomans, the Balkans, so we are all influencing one another. That Mediterranean salad, that's Mediterranean. Then you have some Macedonian and some cookies from all over Europe. So there you go.
Awesome. Okay, who's hungry? Anybody? Awesome. All right.
Yes.
So thank you very much, Gordana. And
thank you all. Thank you.
so
It was my pleasure. Thank you.
what we're going to do now is we're going to listen to some traditional Macedonian music in the background while we get our tables and chairs going. Stick around and socialize for a bit. Say hello to Gordana one-on-one. And please remember Sunday, August 24th, World Cultural Festival, 12 to 5, downtown Valpo, our biggest event of the year. And we want you to be there, want you to share any posts or emails that you get, and let us know if you're interested in volunteering. So thank you again very much, Gordana. Yes. Very good. Thank you very much for coming, everybody.